really is integral. Yeah.
And your character is?
Patty.
Patty, who is?
Who is a gun? I'm a gun. I'm a weapon. I'm a pistol.
And then favorite scene highlights out of the entire series. If you could pick one, what would it be?
Definitely the rowing the boat. And I was singing row, row, row your boat round with myself.
Memories.
And it took up a lot of air. I stopped in the middle. I was like, this is hard. And I think all of that is on the track while Todd and Jamie
Now was this role, because like how I know you and how I work with you, you're in a lot of roles that you're not the happiest camper. Was this like one of your, how many happy roles like this have you done? And like, was this like your most like sickly sweet role?
Probably. Because she's like never really sad. Everybody else is sad. Or they're a villain, they kill people. Or they're just there. So yeah, I guess she's innocent and funny and intelligent in her own special way.
What about you, Mr. Tatum? Fill us in.
What about me? What do you want?
How are you?
Playing football.
Oh no, I'm not, clearly I'm not either.
You got one good arm.
You and Soul Eater.
Yes, I play Hiroko. That's okay, no one has to clap, that's cool. No one cares about that. Yeah, good job. You blew it. Thank you. he's one of the baddies. He's got chainsaw legs. He makes people they're like, oh, that guy! That's it. That guy!
And so at what point in your villain voicing career was this? Like, what, you know?
Well into it, I think. Hiroko is something like the 100th villain I've ever played. That's probably very
Well, what about with Zach? Zach, the director of line.
Yes.
What about him? How many go-arounds have you had?
Quite a few. Doing just about a little bit here and there. So Hiroko was fun because Soul Eater was already well on its way, and I was like, oh, it's already cast. It's really cool. It's a great show. I really like the look of the show. I really dug it. And when I got to be in it later, I was like, oh, awesome! I do get to be in this show. So Hiroko was a lot of fun. I got to have a chance on that.
So was everyone already recorded?
What's that? Wait. Because you don't remember him, do you? You're like, help me out. I don't know who he is. I don't know. Do you have a line? Help me out. Do you have a line? Because he doesn't have a lot of one-liners, does he? Like, he doesn't have a lot. He's usually just bitchy. He's like, you know, I remember my favorite scene of his, by the way, is when he turns the car into the convertible. Like, they're driving through like some car, like him and his sister, and like the mosquito guy, and he's he just starts, and he gets pissy about it. He's like, meow, and he's like, yeah, see, fine, now do something about it. He's a total punk. I love him. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, he doesn't really have any one-liners. He's not like, zing! He's always just bitching about something.
Well, if you had saws on your legs.
If I had saws on my legs, I would never be bitching. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, everybody, I got saws on my legs! That would be so sick of me. And maybe, like after a few years of having saws on my legs, I would be like,
You'd have to buy a new mattress every day.
New mattress, I can't go upstairs anymore, escalators, nightmare.
Dogs? Well,
Dogs?
I was gonna say, you know that.
Ice skating?
Yeah, out of the question. But but in the pizza industry, it's like one leg goes peek, cut, in half, peek, cut. You could be like an official sponsored Funimation pizza cut. You can cut two pizzas at the same time because you got two legs and they're both saw legs.
I think that's overkill though, don't you think? That's
overkill.
Overkill.
With cheese in there.
That'd be really
hard to clean it because you get an infection.
Yeah, I can really point out, and then it pain in the ass to clean because I gotta be like, oh my god, I gotta do this. Like essential oils.
Yeah. Oil of the leg.
So talk about you. Talk about you. What about you? What do you do?
Well, I play Death the Kid.
They didn't really even a breath to clap for you.
You gotta hit that Asian demographic. They get grant money because they clap. Okay, but for me, so how like Hyoya.
What?
Hyoya.
Kyoya's not in Soul Eater, is he? Remember him being in Soul Eater?
He is. It's episode 33.
He's back there with his little black book taking account of everything. Ooh, that's gonna cost money.
Ooh, that smell. Okay, so so with Death the Kid, I was in an Italian restaurant eating with some people from Funimation, and we were having lunch, and they were talking about, I was asking like, hey, I was like, what's the, what are some shows coming out? And they said, well, you need to pay attention to this show called Soul Eater. I had no clue what the show was, no idea, and they were telling me about the show. And they said, you would be a good Death the Kid. And I was like, okay, great. I don't know what he looks like, I don't know anything about it. And they said, he skateboards. I go, okay, that's bad, because I don't skateboard. The only skateboarding I've ever done, I get scared when I watch people skateboard, because the minute I get on it, I immediately feel like I'm gonna fall. When I was a kid, I would go visit my aunt in Minnesota, and so she has a big hill that goes like that, like in the movies, like whenever you see a cartoon and the kid's going down a hill, it's always a giant hill. That's what this hill was like. So what I would do with the skateboard, because we weren't supervised back then, be outside into the sun with you. The 90s, how I miss you. The 18 Pestilence video to spray the tonic out in the streets. Long time ago. So we're going down the hills, and because we had no supervision, that was you. Because of me. There was no supervision. No, meaning you wouldn't understand. And so I would get on the skateboard at the top of this hill on my stomach, and I would get my cousin to push me, just give me a little shove, and then boom, down the hill. It's just incredibly stupid. Because, I don't know if you know about this little thing called gravity and inertia. I mean, you were going uber fast by the time you get to the bottom of that hill. If I had wiped out once, I would be Clayface.
You would then explore another fascinating concept in physics known as fusion.
Yeah. but no, so I didn't, when I heard that the kid skateboard, okay, that's not good. So then we go in for the audition, and how the audition typically works is, you were a big time director. What?
An audition works. You go in and you audition, and if you win, you get work.
No, but they don't know. If you win.
If you win. It's a competition, basically. It's a cage match. You get some chainsaws, some axes, some water pistols.
Winner, chicken dinner, no, winner, sheen dinner.
Yeah, are you kidding? You win all the time. No one would go get in that cage with you, Cherimi. Not one person I know would be like, I have to fight Cherimi? No, I'm gonna go work retail. You just see, look how humble she is. She's like, no one would do that. We're all terrified.
Yes.
Terrified.
You're a mean one, Mrs. Leigh. You like to voice with me. You get behind the mic and you match the flaps, Mrs. Leigh. She's shorter than a 10-foot pole.
And her heart grew 2 sizes too big.
Aneurysm.
That was lovely. That was just for you.
So what happens is, audition.
The audition process, when you walk in, like unlike other sorts of acting, when you have to audition for a show, like an anime does.
There's no nudity in our audition.
There's no nudity. Well, I mean,
there are some. I'll tell you about one.
See, no one ever tells me this thing, so that's why I didn't get that one part.
I'll lead into my nudity audition. I had a nude audition. I'll tell you about that after you do this. And you go first, and I'll tell you about the nude audition.
Okay, short version. You basically go on, you read these characters, you go on, you maybe get it, maybe you don't. So, you knew, go on.
Okay.
It's like a spelling bee, okay? Now, go.
Okay, so there's an audition for this show called, okay, again, there are no kids in here, right? Okay. Wait a minute, you look young. Okay, I'll keep it clean. So here's the deal. I know, but it is not my job to say words. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So I did this. So, you go into the audition, and it's for this play at this theater company where they're very provocative with their shows, and it's so primarily, it's a kind of a upper crust type of crowd that goes to these shows, so they're very, out there with their plays. And one play required the role, it was a 2-person show, and one of the roles was like a like a dude that is gay for pay, basically. He needed drug money. And so when he needed drug, he would, one of the scenes is like, all right, get your knee pads on, here we go. I didn't know this going in. I didn't know this. They asked me to just come in and audition. And so I'm like, I'm reading the play and we're doing it, like, we're doing that scene. We're not doing the scene, we're reading the scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay. And so we're doing the lines, we're talking about, doing different jobs. We're talking about work on here. So we're talking about jobs, something about manual labor, hand jobs, things like that. Different jobs, we're independent contractors. We gotta work. So anyway, we're doing it, and we're auditioning, and so we go out and we sit in the lobby. And so I go out on an audition, and basically what happens in a theater audition is there's like 30 people, and they read, and they let the people go that they don't want to see anymore. They're like, thank you very much for your time. We'll call you if we need you. And so you guys would stay, you guys would leave. So then it's like 10 people, then it's like 5 people. Well, it came down to me and one other guy. And he was for the other role. So essentially, he'd cast. He'd be like, Todd, we want you to be Buck, and we want you to be Buck. And he goes, before we officially cast, here's what we've got to do. And so I'm like, okay.
You see that baby pool over there getting ready to act.
So he goes, come with me. And so by this point, the artistic director must have felt weird about this because he turns and he runs away. And then he's brushing his teeth in the hallway. Like he's literally brushing his teeth because he didn't want to be involved with this part of the audition, I guess. Because he's walking in the hall and he turns around and goes, hey Terry. He turns around and he's got a toothbrush in his mouth. He's brushing his teeth. Okay, another day, I guess he's time to brush his teeth. So the director comes up to me and says, he goes, so then he goes, okay, go into this dressing room, and he goes, this play involves nudity, and it involves sexual activity. So he's like, we need to see you nude before we cast you for this role. And in my head at the time, when you're in audition mode, you're really just kind of eager to please. And so I'm like, okay. And so I was like, all right. And so I go into the room, and I'm just kind of standing there alone, and he shuts the door, and I'm just kind of sitting there for a second, like, I've never done anything like this. So he opens the door and he goes, are you ready? And I'm like, no, well, I'm still closed, so no. And so he closes the door, and I'm naked. And I look at the mirror and I go, that's a naked Todd. And it looks at me and goes, that's a naked Todd. And so then he knocks on the door and he goes, are you ready? And I go, yes. And he goes, this is how fast the look is. Okay, thanks. And he shuts the door. That was it. So part of me thinks, you just did that. Yes. That's not how it works. You get a dessert from me. You take me out to a meal. There's a full meal, and then there's a dessert, and then there's coffee. Oh yeah?
Similar to that. I auditioned the first time for a teacher of high school. And this was like 2 years ago. So that's funny because I look like I'm in high school.
Yes.
Anyhow, but I go to the audition and then I get a call and they said we rewrote the lead role that was for a male and now it's for a female.
You can be my
And I said, okay, but the male role had an affair with the female teacher, so is that changed? And he said, no, it's not. It's not changed. It's now they're platonic though. It's nothing goes on. I was like, oh, okay, it's a platonic relationship. That's fine. I'll audition for it. So I went to the audition. I'm reading through the script. I was like, so you changed these sides, right? He's like, yeah, changed the sides. It's a platonic relationship now. And then so I read through the scenes. He's like, awesome. Well, we're gonna start filming 2 weeks from now. You're cool with making out with her, right? I was like, question. Was I wrong when I heard platonic? And he goes, well, that depends on your definition of platonic.
Did he mean erotic and he just confused the words because they both ended in C? But
I have no idea because I asked again. But I told him, I was like, you told me that it was platonic. And he was like, oh.
Not you, the character. The
Yeah.
character can make out with it.
The bad thing was after I continued to talk, he was like, so I'm guessing like a scene with you guys come together, like and I was like, you totally misled me to get me this audition, dude. And then I was like, yeah, that's out of the question. Like I was ready for like, not this.
Was he like, wow, diva?
I actually had a really good friend who was in the audition with me, and he was really mad about it because he's the one who had to call me for the audition. And he was like, director lied to me. I was like, yeah, there's a whole lot of lying going on. I don't like it.
Whole lot of lying going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, little baby, Cherimi's a coming. Gonna audition for me. Gonna read the role. Gonna disrobe. Hey, everybody, just look at me.
He's gonna release a CD just from this song.
Rita. If the Madonna can do it, hey!
What is happening to us?
No.
What's becoming of us?
Yeah, we saw a giraffe.
Saw a giraffe.
And so what happened? So you left? How was it?
I left and they ended up casting another girl, but they neglected to tell the woman who was already attached to play the teacher that they switched it to a female. So she shows up on set as
So she shows up.
female.
Ah, so she shows up on set.
She
Okay.
goes, I'm not sure how to play this. You guys, come on. And they were like, well, we changed this to make it work, right? They spent like a ton of money flying her out there from LA, paying for her hotel. You guys are just worried.
Yeah.
But I said, no.
They were just trying to make an adult film.
Well, at the end of that audition that I did with the toothbrushing guy in the hallway, he goes, afterwards, I was very, didn't expect it, much like yours. I didn't expect this. And so I come home and they're like, we went off in the park. I'm like, well, I hope so, you just saw my junk! And so I said, I was like, man, how am I gonna get out of this? I kind of told them I would do the part before all this happened, it's kind of awkward. And I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, I want triple the rate. Triple the rate, because they won't go for it. Theater, they won't go for it. I'll say, triple the rate and I'll do it. Because no one has ever, I've never seen that work. So I had to email him and I said, and he goes, okay, done. Like, oh no!
Because little did Todd know that I was in the back of the theater going, triple the rate.
You've got your little auction sign and you're like,
I'm like the Mr. Shadow and like, like
25 there, 25 there, 30, 35, 40, 45, we're going once, good. But, and so afterwards, my agent had to step in because, I can't do a show like that and then go do Barney, you know what I mean? So it's like they had to step in and kind of put the,
it's not like the same audience watches those things.
You'd be surprised.
Sounds to me like Barney needs to update.
Yeah. So,
diversify.
But anyway, yes. But anyway, so yes, Death the Kid.
So back to Death the Kid.
But yeah, so how the audition process works is you come in, you get a binder, and it's got a picture of the show, and it's got a paragraph description, and then it's got the characters listed, and they have lines out of context listed for these characters, and it's your job to look at that picture and think of what's the best voice that can come out of that character and make it happen. That's it. You don't get references, you don't get anything like that. So every time we see the script, it's an improv game. Because when we go in there, we don't know what the episode's about. We don't know what that part of the show is about. And so it's up to the director to tell us, okay, well, this is what's happening in the show, da-da-da-da-da. So when we go in, you read for pretty much all the male characters, or Cherimi will read for all the girl characters, and the director kind of, we are a big family, so it's like, I know what Tatum sounds like, I know what Cherimi sounds like, but I guess we audition anyway, because I don't know why at this point. I mean, we know everybody's voice.
Because we're actors and we have egos and we like to know that we won something.
Okay, that's your winning.
Sorry, this role, I can only savor this role if I know I've beaten 5 other actors to get it. Sorry.
There we go.
Terribly sorry.
So we come in and we do it, and then this is what became of it. It was a lot of fun. I was told that Death the Kid is a darker Watanuki. So that's what I went with. So if you'll notice in the very first episode, which is episode 3 for me, I sound a little bit different than I do in the later episodes because we settled into the voice. You come in and you start the voice, and you both are trying to find it. The director and the actor are both trying to find the voice. And so that's why it's a little bit different than the other episodes, because you fall into it. So, but no, but it's Soul Eater's I think it's oh, he's fixing it, yay! So I find that Soul Eater is like a more honed One Piece. Wait, you think? It's like this is a bad initiative, but it's more linear. It's like it's got more of a.
It's got that similar feel to it. Like a big family of characters, kind of in its own universe. It's kind of like the Gothic One Piece.
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe, yes.
Are we fixing this? Oh,
Tell me something good. Now you've got a mic.
Do you have a mic?
Well,
I don't have anything good to tell you, but sorry.
Make something up. Sing Row Row Your Boat. We should all sing Row Row Your Boat.
Okay.
Start, we'll do it around.
This is how we do it.
Do I start?
Yeah, you should start.
Row, row, row your boat.
Row, row, row your boat. Gently down the stream.
Gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Oh, you stop. You messed up. You suck. I think the entire audience
do it
Let's see how
to
like it's
myself.
language down there. Everyone row, row, row. Like this would sound.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
Anyway,
Soul Eater, yes.
bring it back on track. We should take questions.
Yes, I want questions. So,
For the love of God, someone help us.
Soul Eater questions. Yes, ma'am.
Do you do a does the kid freak out about not symmetrical? Like when there's not symmetry?
Death the Kid freak out about.
I was having a wonderful day looking at those pictures out there that were perfectly symmetrical, and now I look at them and you're making me think about unsymmetrical things because you just said that word. And when I hear that word, it makes me think that it has infected me and gotten under my skin and into my pores and